They call themselves men going their own way, but they don't. They target women.
Hey guys, Jeff here, and today I am pleased to bring you the Anti-MGTOW Roundtable. I'd like to introduce my girlfriend and comrade for life. Say hi,
Hi guys, I love you in the channel, Jeff.
and tell the audience a little about yourself.
Sure, Jeff. I identify as a feminist and a women's rights activist. You know, I volunteer at women's shelters for battered women during my spare time at college.
And I'd like to introduce Antifa.
Hi, my name is Antifa and I'm Antifa, and I want to bring down neo-Nazis in MGTOW.
I know Antifa and I have had our differences, and we will be sure to discuss that. Now, I just want to preface that my beautiful girlfriend wants to remain anonymous for good reason. Mickey Gibson, the MGTOW fugitive, is still at large.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. I kind of want to keep my name private because I know these MGTOW creeps stalk and even murder, like what happened with Mickey Gibson and your ex-girlfriend, Kayla.
So true, so true. So let's begin with Antifa. Now that the dust has finally settled, let's discuss how you've redeemed yourself and turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, I used to believe in some really bad things about Israel, things like Palestinians had a right to exist and that Israel shouldn't exist. But then I saw all the anti-Semitism from MGTOW, and I gotta say, their evil hate against Jewish people began to make me think differently. I began doing research into the Holocaust, actually. Did you know that 6 million Jews were systemically exterminated because of a hate ideology that was just like MGTOW? That was a light bulb moment for me. I decided to change my ways because you can never forget the 6 million Jews who were killed by that racist and wicked ideology. Sorry, I get emotional. The Nazis they're so close to MGTOW's views, and I've always fought against neo-Nazis.
So, because you saw how evil MGTOW's anti Semitism is, you realized you yourself had to change in order to avoid falling into the trap of the blue pilled hate ideology of MGTOW anti Semitism.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, MGTOW is just such a disgusting and wicked hate group. I don't want to be associated with them in like any shape or form, especially with like their hatred against people relating to how the Jews were discriminated just for being Jewish. They were killed by those evil people, and it's just like MGTOW.
Yes, I agree. MGTOW is 21st century Nazism. So, I want to ask my beautiful girlfriend, how did you get into anti MGTOW activism?
So, how I got into anti-MGTOW activism. I am a proud Jewish woman, and I began seeing MGTOWs flooding my social media. There are a bunch of incels who I guess have taken to like bullying me online, and the MGTOW incels would cyberbully me with relentless anti-Semitism, and that I look like a bunch of slurs that people typically use for Jewish people that I am not going to repeat here because I do not condone that. The anti-Semitism was so bad I had to seek help from online Jewish charities and organizations. One of them I have been doing moderating for on social media. So Jeff and me both volunteer as moderators for Jewish charities on social media, and that's how we hooked up.
So, what do you think about MGTOW?
It's just a bunch of people who are sitting behind a computer who are lonely as shit, and they hide anonymously stalking and harassing women online. And I think that those people are like the most useless people in society.
That is so on point. MGTOW are the scum of society, filled with so much Elliot Rodgers style incel rage. They all need to be locked up, and the jailer should throw away the key. So, Antifa, it looks as though you're having the same trouble as I am, dealing with Mickey Gibson stalking and harassing you.
Yeah, so here's the story about him, visiting me. So, about a week ago, I just started hearing like a banging on my door. So I went over to my door and I heard Mickey yelling. So I got up my phone to record. And that's the video you see at the first video knocking on my door. I recorded it until he stopped. It was really scary. After he quote unquote left, I just saw him like driving around in his pickup Chevy, just around my neighborhood like a madman. And it scared a lot of the neighbors off until I didn't call the police because all cops are evil, but someone called the cops and they kicked him out of the neighborhood. And the second time, he was just he after I stopped recording on the second video, you need to watch that by the way. He's just muttering like a complete madman. After I stopped recording, he sat at my door for at least another half hour, just rambling to himself. I don't know what his deal is. And then he finally left. I didn't know if he was gonna like break the door down and kill me or bite me or what. But it was scary, and hopefully it doesn't happen again, but I'm still worried.
Gibson also claimed you ate your own poop, but you denied those fabricated allegations, right?
No, I did not eat my own poop. That's just a weird lie that he made up to slander me. It's not true. It will never be true. He's just insane. No one would ever do that. It's just disgusting to think about. Maybe he does it. Maybe he's projecting. I don't know. I mean, that seems likely.
That's definitely plausible that Gibson would project about eating poop because that's all Gibson ever does. It project his disgusting behavior.
You know, another thing about the eating poop thing, it's an extraordinary claim, and it requires extraordinary evidence, which Mickey just doesn't have.
That's right, Gibson never provides extraordinary evidence for his extraordinary claims. And keeping with the theme of MGTOW's gaslighting and never providing extraordinary evidence, J.D. Miles lied recently about going on vacation and was evasive beyond belief when we asked for the extraordinary evidence for his extraordinary claim. It is very clear not only that MGTOW can't get women, but that they simply lie about all their claims of achieving success. J.D. Miles did not go on vacation to Hollywood.
Those MGTOW losers could never get a woman, and obviously JD Miles was lying about his trip to Hollywood.
Am I right to think that no woman would want to deal with a spurgy and ugly fat MGTOW?
Trust me, no woman would want to put up with their misogynistic and narcissistic bullshit.
That's so true. And have you seen those MGTOW losers? They're all weird looking, like they all have elephant man syndrome. No wonder no woman wants them. So those incels had to rebrand as pretending they're the ones ignoring women, when that's a load of crap. Obviously, if you do a MGTOW YouTube video search, all their videos have women in the thumbnail, which discredits their oxymoron whenever they claim they're ignoring women. It's the opposite. They're obsessed with women.
They call themselves men going their own way, but they don't. They target women.
Exactly, and MGTOW are engaged in all sorts of criminal activity. A lot of MGTOWs commit violence against women, and it's been all documented on Claire Harris's channel. She does a fantastic job exposing them. There's also MGTOW master criminals such as that manlet, Mickey Gibson, who killed my beautiful ex-girlfriend, Kayla. Gibson is engaged in an elaborate drug cartel over in Colombia in South America. He essentially took over his Nazi grandfather's drug business over there. But Gibson is such a brainlet, he lost a lot of dirty drug money on gambling and all his criminal court cases in the past. Gibson had to pay restitution to a girl he impregnated in 2003. With his strong sperm that came out of him when he was masturbating in a public pool. Gibson was able to successfully plead insanity based on the fact he tricked a doctor who incorrectly diagnosed Gibson with a disability, only because Gibson has a deformed inbred elephant man face, and Gibson's self-inflicted brain damage from his drug abuse. Once Gibson was released from the mental hospital, he was able to successfully get on welfare because of his fraudulent autism diagnosis.
How did they figure out it was Gibson who impregnated that girl?
Well, that's because they had CCTV footage of Gibson masturbating in the pool, and he was caught on security tape stalking the girl outside the pool. There was a police investigation, and Gibson was phoned by the authorities and then asked to submit a semen sample. Gibson, being very paranoid and crazy, thought that by chopping off his penis and testicles that he could somehow avoid getting caught. The lunatic castrated himself, but unbeknownst to him, there were other ways to prove his relation, such as a mouth swab which proved those triplets that the girl gave birth to were Gibson's children.
Wow. Gibson is a very disgusting and sick little man. And he's a drug user? Do you think he'll be stoned out of his mind when he watches this?
Oh yeah, I guarantee he's stoned on hard drugs all the time.
Let me try something.
Mickey Gibson, do you like the skin that you're in? You don't? Just take it off. There's a bunch of little bugs crawling under there. I'm in your skin. It's nice in here. You should just take it off. Just take off your skin, Mickey Gibson. Just take it off.
Yeah, I hope that caused you to have a very bad drug trip, Gibson.
I'm sorry. Just talking about him. Hold on. I think I'm having an attack. I think I'm having an attack. I'm sorry. I think I'm having an attack. Deep. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't.
I know how you feel. I still have PTSD from all the MGTOWs cyberbullying me. With all their anti-Semitism they spewed at me.
That's right, MGTOW is a menace to society with all their wicked anti-Semitism. If you ever need a shoulder to cry on, we are here for you.
We are both here to support you.
But I think maybe we should stop it there. We need to let Antifa heal during this difficult time. I 100% understand where he is coming from. Thank you, Antifa for joining us and talking about your experience. You are a very brave individual. And thank you to my beautiful and very sexy girlfriend for joining us today.
Oh, Jeff, baby, it was my pleasure. I love you so much, babe.
I love you too, babe. And that is something MGTOW will never understand because they're inhuman monsters who are incapable of loving anybody other than themselves.